Do veterans lie or over-exaggerate about their VA disability claims, their symptoms, and other VA benefits? I took 2 polls. This was a while ago, okay? But here's poll number 1. Do you think veterans try to game the game and exaggerate their symptoms to get a higher rating? This one was a clear 50-50 with about 1,000 votes. And the second question I asked was, do you think there are veterans rated at 100% P&T, permanent and total, because they over-exaggerate their symptoms on disabilities like mental health, but do not deserve to be at 100%? And this one was slightly higher, no. Right? We have some comedy here. Yes, but you suck, and no, but you suck. But it's about 50-50. It's close enough, okay? What I want to show you is a report where a veteran was charged, not convicted yet. Okay, so innocent until proven guilty. That's where we're at on this. But this veteran was charged out of Rochester, New York. Now, Michael Joyce, that is the veteran, 52 years old. That's the male. And then Sarah Schultes, 32, that is the wife, the female, okay? The reason why I say that is because it says Joyce, and you would think that's a girl, but it's the male, right? So long story short, Joyce submitted claims for disability to the VA for PTSD, and then it lists all these other issues, TBI, musculoskeletal conditions, a bunch of other stuff, okay? But Joyce was awarded 100% for PTSD. Boom, got that 100% by itself. There we go. Now, it wasn't P&T though. It wasn't permanent and total, right? Or permanent and total disability, PTD. That's fine too. But he had applied for it and was granted. Okay, he was granted. Every disability that I have is the same, but will not get better or has gotten worse. He stated that his PTSD has not improved, that he is more housebound and feels like he will die if he goes outside. As a result, he was awarded P&T in April of 2018. Okay, that's the story. Okay, now there's more to it. In 2019, Joyce submitted his dependents, wife, and 7 children. My goodness, dude. I thought I was a little busy with 4. This dude's been way busier than I have. But that increased his payment, obviously. Now, Joyce, the husband, the veteran, submitted for his wife to be the caregiver, right, for the caregiver support program, claiming that Joyce is wholly reliant on his wife, Schultes, for multiple life tasks, including feeding, bathing, dressing. And I'm sure there was more involved with that, right? And the wife was awarded caregiver with some back pay and has received $213,000. Okay, so $213,000 for the spouse and just under $400,000 for the veteran. All right, we have a veteran that has PTSD at 100%, which is severe. Okay, that is very, very severe. And we have a spouse who was granted caregiver. Remember, these are just charged, not convicted. We'll have to follow up if that conviction goes through. Now, this is where my polls come into play, because I know this is a controversial topic, but does it happen? I think the answer is yes. Yes, it does happen. Veterans do lie. Not the masses, okay? But it takes one bad apple. That's all it takes. It takes one bad cop to say cops are bad. It takes one bad veteran to say veterans are bad, okay? So a review of Joyce's Army personnel file, and during interviews with former members of Joyce's unit, investigators found multiple inconsistencies in Joyce's claims. Unit members described Joyce as competent, intelligent, and physically fit. Someone who remodeled multiple bathrooms and repaired a roof and was never deployed to a combat zone, not even Kuwait. There's a joke in the Marine Corps called, like, they say Kuwait's not a real deployment, or Okinawa is not a road employment. That's what this makes me think of. But we didn't even get to Kuwait. Now, there are multiple aspects of PTSD. It could be MST. I'm assuming that's not the case here. Yeah, food for thought. Interpret that as you will, okay? Subsequent investigation and surveillance documented on multiple occasions Joyce walking with no apparent difficulty or assistance, driving a motor vehicle, and performing household maintenance tasks, including climbing a ladder and snow shoveling. That doesn't look like he needs help with daily tasks to me, like feeding, bathing, and dressing. You can't feed yourself, but you're climbing a ladder and snow shoveling. You can't bathe yourself, but you have the coordination to climb a ladder. You can't put your pants on, but you can shovel snow. Listen, I know this is controversial, okay? But the answer is, do veterans lie? It's objectively yes. Now, this is just one. They're not charged. They're not convicted, okay? There are tons of convictions that have already happened. This charge is just new as of this month. Veterans do lie. And in fact, I remember I had a one-on-one with a veteran about the caregiver program, and he was denied. And I'm not going to say his name or anything like that, but he was asking me, what does he need to say to get his, I believe it was his daughter, approved for caregiver? And I said, hey man, you have to provide evidence that you require the caregiver. And if you don't have that, if you don't require the caregiver, then you don't rate the caregiver benefit. Anyways, that veteran got really mad at me. That's a whole other story. He actually hung up, but I say that to say this. Do not embellish your symptoms. Do not embellish your situation just for a VA rating, okay? Do not do it. Don't be the bad apple. Have integrity. Evidence-based claims are the way to go. In-service events, current diagnosis, and the Nexus. When it comes to outside benefits, follow that process and submit evidence with that, and don't lie. I really don't know other ways to say that. If you look at the comment section of those two polls I showed you, you will see multiple, probably 50 comments, if not more, of veterans agreeing that other veterans or that we should embellish our symptoms to get that proper rating. The answer is no, you should not. Do not lie. I can't stress that enough.